These questions will help you to answer the questions in the assignment on rational numbers and operators and basic algebra. That assignment which I had put up for you to do. Alright? Now, first, represent the following using algebraic symbols. Let's see what this is about. It says the sum of. Alright, so this is saying the sum of something. That means you're going to do some adding. Alright? So you're going to add something to something else. That's the sum of. Righty. The sum of what? Well, the square of y. The square of y. That means y squared. So it is y squared. And what? And there's something else there. And the product means you're going to multiply. So y squared will add to some things multiplied. The product of what? The product of z and 15. Alright. So it is the sum of the square of y and the product of z and 15. See that? So here you have this sum. You're adding something. Of what? Of the square of y, which is y squared. And the product, you're going to multiply two things. Product of z and 15. So you have y squared plus z times 15. Or you could just write it as y squared plus 15z. So there you have that. Nice. So you have a few questions in the assignment set up like this. So hopefully this assists you in answering those questions. Let's see the next question here. Expand the brackets and simplify. Alright. Let's see what's going on here. This will be equal to what? X plus y squared. Well, we know x plus y squared is the same as x plus y multiplied by x plus y. You square a number, it means the number multiplies itself. And that multiplies a minus b, alright? All over what? There's an x plus y here times a squared minus b squared. That is something here. Oh, this is the difference of two squares. You have to remember the method you use to factorize the difference of two squares. You can use a shortcut here. Remember the shortcut method for factorizing it. It says you have two brackets. In the middle of each bracket you have a plus in one and minus in the other. On the left hand side, remember this is the difference of two squares because one is a square, the other is b square, and minus means the difference. On the left hand side it is a that you square. So what is it that you square to get a square? A. It's on the left hand side, to the left bracket. So in each you put a in the left hand corner. There's a minus here. 1 plus 1 minus. Didn't put the minus there. But here, in the right hand corner, what do you square? It is b that you square to get b squared. So in the right hand corner of each bracket, you put b. So remember, that's a shortcut method of factorizing the difference of two squares. Right? Now, let's see what happens. You can cancel out x plus y cancels x plus y. Oh, a minus b will cancel a minus b here. You see that? So what do you get now? You have x plus y up top. Seems like that's the only thing up top. Alright, a plus b down the bottom, and that's the only thing there. So there you have it. X plus y over a plus b. Alright, next question. Here now, factorize the following. Now, this is 49 x squared minus 100. Let me just write it out in plain English. 49, oh no, why is my 49 looking like that? 49x squared minus 100. Alright, so what do you do here? It's the difference of two squares, you know. Let's write down what it is a square. 49 is 7 squared, and you have x squared minus 10 squared. This 7 squared x squared is the same as 7x all squared minus 10 squared. So now remember, it's a difference of two squares that you have here. Let me scroll up a bit. So here now, you have, remember the shortcut, when you factorize the difference of two squares, in the left hand corner whatever you squared, to get this square, you put it in the left hand corner, 7x, 7x. In the right hand side, since 10 squared is on the right, you put 10 in the right hand corner. In the middle of each bracket you have a sign. One is a plus, one is a minus. It doesn't matter if you put the plus or the minus in this one or this one. Alright? So, there you have that. Now, let us look at this one. Here, you have x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, this is not just the difference of two squares. It's not a difference of two squares. You're going to use the AC method. So remember, AC method comes from ax squared plus bx plus c. Alright? Now this can be written as 1x squared plus 2x plus negative 3. You see that? C is negative 3. B is 2. And A is 1. So A is 1, B is 2, C is negative 3. When you compare what you have here with the general form of writing it, ax squared plus bx plus c. So remember the AC method, you multiply A times C and it will give you a number, right? Now, you find two other numbers. Let's call this number. All right, it will give you a number. The number is AC, whatever that number is. A times C give you AC. Now you think of two numbers. Say call them N1 and N2. Now N1 multiply N2 to give you AC, and N1 and N2 must add to give you B. Now here we know that our AC would be 1 times negative 3, which is negative 3. 1 by negative 3. Alright, let's not put that there. AC in this case is 1 times negative 3 equal negative 3. So AC is negative 3. Right? Which two numbers can you think of that multiply to give negative 3 and add to give 2? I know that 3 and 1 will be 3. Now let's make one of them negative. Make the 3 negative. 1 times negative 3 gives you negative 3. Nice, we get our negative 3. Now 1 plus negative 3 gives you negative 2. Oh, we don't get any negative 2. We have to try again. Alright, what you do? Instead of making the 3 negative, make the 1 negative and see what happens. Negative 1 times 3 gives you negative 3. We get back our negative 3. Now negative 1 plus 3 gives you 2. Alright, so we found them. It's negative 1 and 3. So what you do is say x squared at one end minus 3 at the other end. In the middle, you divide up 2 into negative 1x plus 3x. Notice negative 1x plus 3x give you back 2x. I didn't bother to write the 1. You don't need to write the 1 here. Now you factorize this and factorize this. Alright? So, and the thing is, you're going to get two brackets. They must contain the same thing. So x outside here and x minus 1. When you factorize x squared minus x. What about factorizing 3x minus 3? What do you get? Positive 3 outside the bracket and x minus 1 inside the bracket. You do get back the same. You get back the same things in the brackets. Now here, what you do? This is saying x times x minus 1 plus 3 times x minus 1. Now, remember, you have a common factor here. This is x times x minus 1. You see that? Plus 3 times x minus 1. Now, suppose this was x times a plus 3 times a. And you factorize that. What would that? You would have the a outside the bracket. And inside the bracket, you would have x plus 3. See that? A into a, x goes x time. A into 3, a goes 3 time. Or xa, I should say. But anyway, if you multiply them out, a times x give you ax, a times b, 3 give you 3a. Alright, now, here. This is what you will do with the same expression. The x minus 1 is a common factor, just like the a was a common factor here, the x minus 1 is a common factor. So you're going to put, just like how you put the a and then open bracket, you put the x minus 1 and then the open bracket. So you open bracket here, and then inside the bracket you have x plus 3. Alright? So that is what you have there. X minus 1, x plus 3. That's what you get when you factorize x squared minus 2x minus 3. And we can test it. X minus 1 multiplied by x times x gives you x squared. X times 3 gives you 3x. Negative 1 times x gives you negative x. Negative 1 times 3 gives you negative 3. So you have x squared plus 3x minus 1x equals 2x minus 3. So it's x squared plus 2x minus 3. X squared plus 2x minus 3. X squared plus 2x minus 3. You see, it's the same thing here. Alright? Let's backtrack a little bit. Earlier, we factorized this. And we say it was, what was it again? A plus b, a minus b. Suppose you should use the AC method on this. What would that? You would have a squared. This a squared, let's change it to x. You're more accustomed to using x, and the a might cause confusion. And I'm using a number as well. So it's like you're saying x squared minus, let's say 4 squared. What would happen? You would have ax squared plus bx plus c. No, it would be 1x squared plus, there's nothing multiply x here, so it's 0x plus the n number is negative 4 squared. Alright. Now, I'm just using the AC method on this instead of the shortcut. What you'd have here is AC is 1 times negative 4 squared. Let's just call it 16. Negative 4 squared, negative 16. Remember, the negative isn't squared. It's x minus 4 squared. It's just like x squared minus 16. It's x squared minus 4 squared. So what you have here is AC is equal to negative 16, because 1 times negative 16 gives negative 16. Two numbers that multiply to give negative 16. They multiply to give negative 16, and they add to give what? What do they give? To give 0. B is 0. So if you remember your AC method, you remember that. So here, let's see what happens here. Now you have 1, let me write it further down, 1x squared at one end minus 16 at the other end. In the middle, you write the 0, represent the 0 as which two numbers multiply to give negative 16 and add to give 0. Well, negative 4 and 4 and positive 4. Negative 4 times positive 4 gives you negative 16. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So you split the 0 into negative 4, 0x into negative 4x and positive 4x. Let's factorize these two here. You have x outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, you have x minus 4. You can see that when you factorize. When you factorize these two here, you have 4 outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, you have x minus 4. I notice you have the same things inside the brackets, right? So then, what do you do? It's a plus 4. Take the x minus 4 as a common factor, just like you did earlier. Take it out as a common factor, so you have x minus 4. Inside the bracket now you have x plus 4. So it's x minus 4, x plus 4. So it works with the AC method. If you're factorizing x squared minus 4 squared using the shortcut method, you would have x plus 4, x minus 4. Because guess what? On the left hand side you have x squared. So in the left corner of each bracket you have whatever you must square to get x squared. It is x that you square to get x squared. You cannot write this as x squared and this as x squared, because you're going to have to multiply them, and that will give you x to the 4th. So when you multiply them out, you're going to get x squared, right? Which is this. In the right hand corner of each bracket, you get 4 squared. This 4 times this 4 gives you the 4 squared. Alright? Now, here, I guess that is it for now. You could treat the 49 x squared minus 100 in the same way, but we'll use the shortcut, right? So you could try using the AC method on 49x squared. But anyway, you should remember both the AC method and the shortcut method. So remember just the shortcut method alone. I will see you next time.